Hello, fellow scouts. Today we are going to be talking about weather signs. Okay? And these are correct most of the time, if not all the time. Okay? I'm also sorry that I told you guys that there's going to be a second part to the poisonous plants and different types of plants section. But I didn't have enough time in this month to get through everything that I wanted to. So I'm just going to have to cut out that second part. If you want to know more, then come and talk to me at some point after the meeting or during the meeting. Okay. Cool. Okay. So, some fair weather signs. It would be like red sky at night, sailor take. What? Yeah. Red sky at night, sailor's delight. Okay. Okay, so what that would mean is it like there's dry dust particles in the air at night and it makes the sunset red. Okay, right? Dust particles, yeah. Cool. And then some other ones would be if you see a swallow, like a little bird. It shows a picture of one on page 217 in your Scout Handbook and the newer one. If you go down, it shows a little picture of a bird underneath stormy weather signs. Okay? But if a swallow is flying away from the ground or up in the air, then there usually is not a storm coming, because if you read in the stormy weather signs, if a swallow is flying near the ground, then its storm is coming, because even if we don't feel it, then the bugs and insects and other things that are flying and they're tiny get pushed towards the ground, so a swallow will fly closer towards the ground so it can get some more food. Okay. If smoke goes high, no rain comes by. Okay, campfire smoke rises straight up when there is no wind. Still air does not move the moisture in the area. Okay. And the last one it says is, when the dew is on the grass, rain will never come to pass. And what that is if there's no water, if it's not going to rain, then it doesn't need dew, it doesn't need moisture from itself. It doesn't need to make moisture droplets or dew out of the air. It just rains. Otherwise, it'll get too much water and drown itself. Okay, so on to stormy weather. So, red sun at morning, sailor take warning would be one, and that is basically the same thing. It's dry, dusty air moving toward the east, causes the sun to appear reddish as it comes over the horizon. This could mean that moist air is pushing in from the west, bringing stormy weather with it. Okay, and then as I said before, a swallow flying near the ground means a storm will come around. It's just what I said before. Bugs and insects are being pushed closer to the ground, so a swallow will fly closer to the ground to try and get some more food than it usually does. If smoke hangs low, watch out for a blow. Okay, so low air pressure also can prevent campfire smoke from rising very high. Makes sense. When grass is dry at morning light, look for rain before the night. Okay. So that would be on a cloudy night, grass might not cool enough for dew to form. Okay, that's what I was saying. Sort of. Actually, I got it wrong. Sorry about that. If it's too cool, then it needs to release some of its coolness so it can stay somewhat warm and somewhat cool. So if it's too cool, then it has to release some of what it has to get warmer. So then it releases dew. That is why it has somewhat of a sweet scent to it, because it has glucose into it. Okay, but you're gonna have to have like quite a bit of it in order to notice that as a sweet taste. But if you do have enough dew, then it's gonna taste sweet. The last one it shows is mackerel scales and mares. Tails make lofty ships carry low sails. The scales and tails refer to cirrus cloud formations that warn of changing weather. So cirrus clouds, where is it? It's on page 214 is where that's at. It shows it as like, if you took snow, I guess would be an example. If you took snow and you raked it, it looks kind of like cirrus, sort of. Stratus looks more like sand and more filled out, and then cumulus, those ones are big fluffy clouds that everyone knows and loves. It even shows on page 215, it shows where each kind of cloud is. It shows cirrus is all the way up here, and then underneath that is cirrocumulus, and then there's cirrostratus. Then there's altocumulus, and then there's altostratus, and then there's cumulonimbus, and then there's stratocumulus, stratus, cumulus, nimbostratus. Okay, and it shows where each of them usually are. Alright. Also, if you see like a, cumulus cloud, watch it, because it might look like it's a normal cloud, but eventually it usually does turn into a nice, ugly, little gray cloud that ends up ruining everyone's day. Okay? That is all I have for this lesson. Again, I apologize for saying that there's going to be a part 2 to the plants. That's all I have to say. Here's the lesson sheet.